Israel just
Hi. Sorry for anyone who just heard that sound bit. Just a we try to not be political in here. It was just something I was watching earlier and I wanted to watch it. Whatever. Anyway, we're moving on. Hi and welcome to another design stream. And yes, today we're putting the finishing touches on the 3.0.3 patch. We got some sub-archetypes we have to add, some creature text we have to write down, and then just go through the notes if there's anything important I want to add before we continue. So how about we get started with those sub-archetypes. Here we go. Can you read that? It's a bit small. I'm gonna zoom in a bit. This should be better for you guys. Then yes, I don't think I have any of the new sub-archetypes already in the sub-archetype table, right? Doesn't look like it. Alright, then let's take a look, shall we? I have them written down. I think editor is Hoarder and Phoenix question mark. Oh, there was also the Evolver. Huh. Wait a second. What did I publish with the last patch again? Okay, we had Sage Armorer, Myth Artificer, Furnace, and Legendsmith. Okay. Go down to the notes. Alright, I had the Evolver for Nature now, the Hoarder for Demolition, Phoenix, okay. And then Dynamic Duo, I haven't marked this as green yet. Whatever. So let's get started with the Evolver. The Evolver is inspired by Digimon. It's about constantly changing your transformation during combat. Basically the idea, you're digivolving, constantly changing your form, so on. You can also take this into a more of a rapidly evolving super predator or something like that, like a Tyranid, right? That you're constantly adapting, changing form. Or the thing maybe a bit. I almost forgot about this one. When did... I think it was... Okay, to be fair, the last patch was a bit longer ago. As I've said in a few places, I took a bit of a break after the two last huge updates. But yeah, I'm back in the game. So I think I designed Evolver during the break when I had a short spurt of inspiration. Okay. So we are just gonna start copying everything. Oh, you know what? Let's go through the features so you know what's coming with the next patch. Trying to make this stream a bit more entertaining and informative instead of you just seeing me copying things here and there. Explosive Evolution. You learn two. It's basically, if you know the, I think Martial Master was the name, right? Martial. No, I did. Where the Martial has changes between different buffs, and the buffs keeps getting stronger and stronger. The Evolver is basically the same with transformation abilities. So similar, you choose two transformation abilities, and now during combat you can use a switch weapon action, similar to how it works with the Martial Master, to quickly switch between new forms, evolving, so on. So yeah, whenever you're under the effects of one of the chosen abilities during combat, you can use the switch weapon action to change the current transformation to one you chose. This does not trigger positive transformation bonuses like gaining temporary vitality. That's very important, otherwise your temporary vitality would just explode. Its willpower cost is halved and you can increase its level each time. Each time you use this feature during the current combat. Once combat ends, you transform back into your original form. You can use this feature only once per turn. You can change the chosen transformation abilities whenever you reach a new level. You keep this feature even when somebody transforms you with a transform ability. This is this is going to be a highly complicated character. Basically switching your entire stat block each turn, having multiple stat blocks prepared. Quite frankly, I'm considering as you guys probably know, there's a complexity rating from 1 to 4. And I've been considering maybe inventing a 5th category for some that are really complicated. This one would be one of those, for example. If you're using pre-made creatures, that's a bit easier. Since, you can easily level them up quickly if you're... and you don't have to have like multiple levels of basically the same creature lying around. But still not easy to handle. Then the second feature, Quicken Metamorphosis. You can learn an additional transform ability for your explosive evolution feature. Again, more choices. Similar to the Martial Master. You can make one free 1 AP action on a turn. You use your explosive evolution feature to change your transformation if you pay 1 willpower. You keep this feature even when somebody transforms you. So this way you're not slowed down by having to use the weapon switch action each turn. And this allows you to also take advantage of transformations that use like 3 action points. Oh wait a second, that doesn't work. But I mean, you can get a free switch weapon action very easily anyway. So yeah. Reactive Growth. Again, another ability. You can use 1 transformation ability you choose for your explosive evolution feature without any action points if you are not transformed at the start of the combo. If you're already... So basically, you're caught with your pants down, you weren't transforming yet, boom, instant transformation, you're not being slowed down. But if you are prepared, or you have a way to make those transformations last longer, if you're already transformed, you gain a free weapon switch action instead. And the first transformation increases your level by 2 instead of 1. Again, reactive growth is all about getting this whole evolution momentum going quicker at the start of combat. And healing transition, you can learn 1 additional... Oh yeah, right. Again, the same feature, similar to the Martial Master who gets that with every new feature. You gain transformation bonuses when you use your explosive evolution feature to change your transformation. You keep this feature even when somebody... Yeah. So now you get those constantly regenerating temporary vitality and so on, which can be very powerful. It's very difficult to keep you down. So that's also why, it's a tier 4 feature, right? Anything lower and this would be way too powerful. Permanent evolution. And now the transformations you... Wait a second, transformation should it? Ah yeah, right. I think it's... the transformations you chose for your explosive evolution feature last until your next rest. Even if you gained it through the switch weapon action. You keep this feature... Yeah. So basically, now it doesn't get reset after combat, just at the... until your next rest. Which is really powerful. Wait a second. This only works during combat, right? Whenever... Yeah, during... Okay. I just wanted to make sure you cannot constantly transform... Although it's sweet, don't recall this being in Really? I'm pretty sure, like, it was a long time ago. Maybe I can look it up. Preview content. Evolver. That was editor, hoarder. It should be before Phoenix. Evolver. There we go. It was almost 2 months ago. No wonder you don't remember Gold. Great to have you here, by the way. Yes. So how about we get started and insert this one. So I have a method to make it easier to copy the stuff. You copy it like this and then just, oh yeah, over here. Boom. So, Evolver. If it is or was, I can't remember. High space. Blaze pulling out the logs to dunk on us. I couldn't remember lol. Yeah. Toonbolt was actually responsible. He occasionally streams games, and he was streaming a Digimon game. And Digimon is very nostalgic for me. That was like my main childhood TV series. Loved it. Of course, created my own custom Digimon based on a cat, and inserted my own character into the main story. You know, the classic geek/nerd stuff. And then he was playing, and I was like, how would you recreate a Digimon in Ishanekon World Shapers? And realize there isn't this obvious escalation from, ooh, Digi-evolving to Champion, Digi-evolving to Ultra, Digi-evolving to Mega, and so on. And I thought, okay, let's solve this problem. Evolver. So let's add the ID. Archetype. Nature is nature 6? Wait. This is War, Unarmed, Technology, Reality, and yeah, 6. Gotta be sure that that's correct. Otherwise that gets annoying when I need to update it. Complexity 4. Like I said earlier, subclasses like these make me consider if I don't invent complexity 5 rating. How about we write down the text for it? So, up. You know what? I should probably close this one. Yeah. Oh, no. The Evolver. Would Evolver also cover a Pokemon or other creature capture type friends? Not really a Pokemon, because Pokemon, when they evolve, they permanently keep the new form. While the Evolver just keeps on transforming during combat and then afterwards it just resets. Kind of, it's more mid-combat, which doesn't fit Pokemon super well. Exactly, just like you said, Gold. The idea of yeah, kind of megas, but even then I would rather go with Berserker or Shifter, because megas are more of I transform once and I'm becoming powerful and then resetting back. Also, an alter ego might be better for that. I think if you want to simulate the idea that you really strongly change your body plan and during the leveling up process, I would go with add traits and overcome a greater weakness. Oh wait, no traits, I mean those allow you to rewrite your basic traits, right? Gain greater traits and overcome greater weakness and even greater weakness. And there's also a lesser talent version of that. That way, when you, for example, reach level 4, you can be like, okay, now I'm no longer a medium creature, now I am a big creature. And And you can also add new weaknesses or resistances if you're gaining a new type in quotation marks. I think that's the best way to simulate a Pokemon that evolves. But would it make sense to make a sub-archetype that represents it better? I'm not sure. I mean, maybe. It could be just a weird... Nah. I think this is enough, right? Unless anybody in chat disagrees. I think gain traits and overcome weakness features is enough. To really represent this. Ooh, I completely changed my body plan while evolving. Okay, so oh yeah, I was writing down the sentences. The evolver constantly changes their form during combat, adapting and becoming adapting and overcoming Grammarly, do your thing. The evolver changes I'm keeping there. Maybe worth considering perhaps. I was a Pokemon kid growing up. I mean, and also loved Pokemon. I mean, you can see the the Pikachu right here. I played up to the 5th generation. My first Pokemon game was the Blue Edition, and the last one was Pokemon White. Yeah, but quite frankly, nowadays it's could be worth considering just to make it easier for players to grasp the possible progression. Maybe. But on the other, I mean, how would we design such a sub-archetype? Like, the first idea would be, oh, you gain traits and you can reshuffle old traits. But you can already do that with greater talent. Also, that would kind of force you into a progression to evolve every 3 levels. Which, let's be honest, a Pokemon usually just evolves once or twice. And then you just pick it when you think narrative-wise, oh yeah, I'm at a point where this makes sense. You pick those traits. Maybe you couldn't take like a lesser talent, which or I have an idea. Make it easier. Gain greater trait does not just allow you to gain new traits, it allows you to lose old ones. That way you can do this far more efficiently. And then I don't think we need an entire sub-archetype for this. Because you have, for example, if you're evolving from a what was it? You know, the Kokon type, Pupa type Pokemon to Butterfree, where it gains hands, right? Now you can also you don't need to use overcome weakness to lose the no arms trait while also gaining stuff for flying. You can reshuffle stuff. Yeah. Let's change gain greater traits and gain traits. I like that when you know your suggestions flow in and we make new stuff. To gain trait. Okay, how do we write this down? You gain traits with a trait point sum or less. Let's write down the sentence somewhere else. Boom. Woohoo! Space. Yeah, if that works, makes more appealing to. Oh wait, this one. Okay. So we had you gain. I think you gain it's with a trait point sum of 2 or less. No. You can change your traits when you gain this lesser talent and your trait point maximum increases says by 2. You can change your traits when you gain this lesser talent and your trait point maximum increases by 2. Oh wait, trait. I think it's capital P. Now the question is. Oh wait, I forgot. I want to keep that you can choose this multiple times. There we go. Got it for now. See y'all. Oh, too bad, but great that you came in. Anyway, see you later, Gold. Okay, so. Oops. Again, this is talent. Why? Oh, when you gain this lesser. So this is incorrect. This should be. Quite frankly, it's easier if I just. What I'm currently looking at are the keywords. Right. If you look at stuff like here, grabbed. Oh, here's the entire information. This is implemented right here, where it says, okay, which words are supposed to be highlighted and what is the keyword number. And yes, we Toonbolt invented a nifty tool that automates that generation. Look, we have all these keywords here. It took quite a while. That was like the main thing with the last patch that I did. That was so much work, even with the automation, because the automation is not perfect. You have to fix words that are incorrectly marked and stuff like that. And then, of course, there's stuff you overlooked and so on. And but yeah, lesser talent. There we go. Just replace the text and oh, it's still just trait and okay, never mind. Then we don't need to change that. Okay, requires GM approval. Yep, this makes sense. And now for the greater talent version. It's basically identical, just with 2 extra trait points. Trait. Gain greater trait. Wait, no, that's wrong. Nope. Do I need to? No, it doesn't have any variables that need adjusting. Oh, right, I forgot. No. What did you do? No, I don't know why, but I'm like misclicking on everything today. First of all, this greater talent. Your trademark maximum increases by 4. There we go. And let's write it down in the patch notes. Looks like I've never opened up the patch notes on this computer. So, alright, let's now patch notes. And I want you to open it with Notepad++. There we go. So, gain trait and gain greater trait. Now allow you to change existing traits. I just realized something. This makes overcome weakness and overcome redundant. Because I mean we can still have overcome greater weakness, right? But for example, okay, you lose 4 -1 negative traits. Tune some sort of smart. Yeah, Tune indeed smart. He is Cobalt smart. He just breaks stuff and rebuilds it, and I'm not sure if it's worse or better after the rebuilding process. He's definitely responsible for the most nerfs in the entire game. Okay, but yeah, back to the problem. Now, basically, the new gain greater traits makes overcome greater weakness obsolete and overcome weakness. That ain't good. So, I guess, yeah, it makes sense. So, I'm just going to replace them. I hope I'm relatively sure I have like a varied summoner, right? This is a new lesser talent, and we're just going to overwrite overcome weakness. The thing is, why I cannot just delete it? Huh? That's over. Oh yeah, that's one. Huh? Overcome? Oh, lesser weakness. That was the problem. No, no, don't copy it. Paste. Like, seriously, what's maybe because the mic is in the way, I don't see it stuff really well. But yeah, the reason is the ID. If I just delete it, then the character sheets and everything that had this talent, just replace it with this. Wait a second. I think I might have creatures who have this lesser talent. Okay, we're gonna check that in a second. Let me just OMT overcome. Very cool. Oh yeah. Overcome lesser. Okay, now there we go. And we are gonna look for this ID with the creatures and okay, I'll be lurking for a bit, got to get some homework done. Good luck with the homework. But nice that you're still lurking. Oh yeah, right. Creatures. I mean, we gotta open creatures anyway because they're still a bit missing here, the description and the notes. So, we're gonna see if we can find. There we go. But is it a lesser talent? Maybe we should if it's a lesser talent, it's probably not the first one. Okay. Lesser talent. And necromancer. I think the easiest way is just go to the creatures. Necromancer. Show hidden features. Do you have... He does not, so it's... Right, extra. Really? He doesn't have a single hidden feature? Oh yeah. Will to act, right. Wait a second. I searched for it incorrectly. Should be like this. Couldn't find? Really? Huh. Alright then. Oh, a squirrel plays. Man, that new PC got extra running at whooping another 20 FPS. Well, yeah, like this is a game design stream. We're designing a game, which means... Okay, I just realized you also do game design streams. And you have a far more visual, like, mind board approach to it. But I'm a nerd, egghead, math kind of thinker type. I like my structured tables. It's all about the math. The math holds the secret to the universe. It unlocks the path to the perfect game. As always, I swear I have not taken any illegal substances. Unless you count ice cream. I did have a bit of ice cream before the stream. Oh, trust me, I've got spreadsheets. Good! The squirrel got spreadsheets, but let me guess. You realize that looking at spreadsheets during a stream is boring, and because you are a far better YouTuber than I am, you actually avoid doing those on stream. Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely a better YouTuber than I am. Right, I was... Wait a second. I was at the wrong place, wasn't I? Oh, was I? Yeah. There was no way that this was... I'm an idiot. Okay, let's... Hello? Do I have cap locks on? There we go. Find... Merfolk. Isn't there like an easier way to ensure? I mean, I can limit it more so that it's definitely... But yeah, it could be more than... Fine. What you don't do to avoid weird bugs. Yeah. For those who don't know, I mean, if you're watching me, you probably know Squirrel Plays, but he is an awesome YouTuber. I love the guy. Subscribe to him, watch his hilarious videos. He does great tabletop RPG content. Right, Merfolk. Okay. What's your problem? Ah, that's how you're written. Merfolk. Do you have overcome greater weakness? Is there a stat with? He does not. Okay. We can move on to the next creature. Find next. Ah, isn't that funny? Something tells me that the guy right under him also does not have overcome greater weakness, and therefore does not have to be fixed. Is right. Oh, it's just the two. Thank you, Lord in heaven, that I only had to check 2 creatures. I was afraid that this was going to be this huge goose chase of trying to find. Okay, good news. Apparently, I have not implemented gain lesser. I might have implemented overcome greater weakness. Okay, I have to check that one. Overcome greater weakness. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? please just be. So we have modern soldier. Deportable, please don't be in many places. Modern. I mean, modern soldier wouldn't have. Yeah, right. It doesn't make any sense. They're a basic humanoid. They don't have traits to begin with. Gaining that talent, greater talent, doesn't make any sense. So we have modern soldier, Pegasus. That might make sense. I'm pretty sure I gave Pegasus reduced armor values. Which Pegasus? Features. Skin. Huh. Apparently not. And that's. Wait, is this the Pegasus? Yeah. It might have been the Pegasus pony. Scout automaton. Maybe it has it. I think Gold designed this one. Yes, made by Gold. Thank you, Gold, for your contributions. Speaking of Gold, this patch will include the first sub-archetype almost 100% designed by somebody other than me. Made by Gold. I'll show it later, but first, maybe I shouldn't be doing like the boring part while you guys are watching, right? Okay, let's see if there's like one more creature. Eagle. We just loop back. Maybe it won't take as long. Okay, I'm gonna hurry up. Eagle. Show hidden features, and you do not have it. Okay. Next. Giant eagle will probably also not have it. And we are through. Okay, excellent. Let's continue with the slightly less boring stuff. Alright, I was writing down the text for Revolver. This is a sub-archetype that keeps transforming during combat. Highly complicated. Definitely not something for you, Scrat. This thing is making me consider adding a complexity 5 rating. Okay, the Revolver constantly changes their form during combat, adapting and overcoming any new challenge through transforming. Okay, constantly changes their form during combat, adapting and overcoming any new challenges through transforming. There we go. And we're not yet quite done with this guy. Let's go with the rule. Okay, this is very much a pure transformation type character. Also, why are you shown like that? Why is it like... Do I have cap locks again? What's going on? False. What? I wanted to... Why are you big? What are you anyway? Are you like... Okay, I want this guy. There we go. False. True? Are you turning this into booleans? Stop turning these into booleans. These are text fields. Okay, right, yeah. Not general. Do you have text? There we go. And now you're gonna be true. There we go. Okay. No crafting. Okay, choices. You learn 2 transformation abilities. Okay, but yeah, I think we can just you just learn 1 extra ability. So okay, now the mouse over text. Again, we're taking the mouse over text generator to make it easier for us. Otherwise, this would be insanely tedious. Trust me. Sub archetypes, where are you? Sub, there we go. So we're just going to whoop. And there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, this is empty, right? Yeah. We copy paste it. That's the wrong spreadsheet. Professional as always. And okay. Great, let me just check if there's anything that should not be in here. Looking good. Same here. Transform. Okay. Let me just check if restaurant and if there is something that also has like rest. Sometimes they sneak into words that they should not sneak into. But it doesn't look like it. Excellent. So it's definitely not beginner. It's definitely not. It's doing like what is your problem? Maybe it's like some weird update. And okay, I want to mark. Hello? You guys are seeing this, right? Like, why? I'm clicking on this one. Why are you marking that? Okay, excellent. Somebody, I'm just gonna like close it all. Oh yeah, right. I still have to wait. Cancel. I have to delete. I'm doing too many things at the same time, and I'm forgetting stuff. Also, I have to write this down into notes. Overcome lesser weakness and greater weakness have been removed. Nothing is ever easy in life. Okay, so I'm gonna close you and let's see if reopening them first before I forget it. Overcome greater weakness has to be. I don't have any new greater talents. No. I think I will have to invent 2 new ones. No. I mean, I had this idea for talent that allows you to automatically hide while you're invisible and nobody can see you. Okay, we're gonna do that one. I'm just gonna like mark this so that I don't forget. And return to the sub-archetype, hoping that it doesn't bug out. Come on, man. Can I now mark you? There we go. Was that so hard? You are all text, which means you are. There we go. False, but it is new. Oh, sorry for yawning. Too much to do, too much stress, too few things. You'll learn 2 new abilities, right? Yeah. So we are getting ability? Probably have to. Ability maximum. The maximum 2. Now I'm dying. Great. I just want to make sure that I did not misspell. Okay. Great. Come on. Stop complaining and continue working. That's doing the grind, baby. Also, why is this so... Oh, quick metamorphosis is too long. Got it. Whatever. Uses. None of them have any limited uses. Not that I implemented the uses in the code anyway. I've been dying. Oh yeah. I hope you get better soon. Ugh, now I feel bad. I'm like, oh, I'm coughing. I'm dying. And you there lying in bed in tremendous pain. I really hope you feel better soon. And I'm looking forward to the Ishanekon video. I gotta admit, I'm still pretty jealous that you got to go there. Not in like an evil way or like envious, poisonous. Just like, oh, I wished I'd been there. Meeting you guys in person would have been awesome. Maybe next year. Maybe. We'll see about that. So, yeah, all these features are Excel sheet. Why are you like this? Text, not Boolean or whatever you're trying to force upon me. There we go. Ah. Well, it's not that bad. I'm at my computer attempting to work. It's just I can't stop copying up junk. Oh, that's first couple of days was bad though. Yeah, at least you're somewhat better now, but I hope you fully recover soon. Yeah. Okay, next sub-archetype. The Phoenix. This is a funny one. So this guy is basically built around dying and then not dying. I did have the idea earlier, but what inspired me to actually finish this one was the death challenge. When Peter and Zarek looked over my video, not the death challenge, like the tabletop community spotlight that Peter from Tales of Elsewhere and Zarek from Indominant Mate. They watched my video and I think it was Zarek who asked, is there a way to build a character who is built around dying and getting up again? Or not getting up again, they were just about basically a character built around the concept of dying on purpose in combat. And definitely it was, and I forgot to mute my cell phone. You're not gonna disrupt me during the stream? I am a professional. I earn 5 euros per month this way. That technically makes me a professional. Anyway, what was? Yeah, right. And there definitely was ways to build a character around that. But I thought, hey, I already had the idea for the Phoenix, and them talking about it, I was inspired to actually finishing the Phoenix. And what does he do? What does not kill me basically gives you an insane regeneration if you go down. 100%, yeah. 100% professional. Ignore that I'm spending way more money than I'm making. Well, it's my own fault for offering this whole thing for free, right? Gotta be crazy to do that. Anyway, basically, when your vitality drops below 1, you get 1d4 vitality per level. that gets very powerful very quickly at the start of your turn. So while you're down for the count, you have this huge regeneration. Any other vitality you get while your vitality is below 1 is doubled. So it's really easy to heal you up. A feature that you have that is triggered when your vitality drops below 1, where the limited users gains 1 additional use. What are those? How about Death Explosion? You go down, you go boom. And you can use it only once per rest. With this, you can use it twice per rest. Death's Echo, where when you go down, you summon a spectral version of yourself that can continue fighting for a round, or if you have Relentless Echo, it lasts 2 rounds, and you can use this once per combat. Now you can use it twice per combat, and there are a couple of other such features, so yeah, it gives you the basis of taking advantages of those features, and also makes it kind of an unorthodox tank. It's less about not getting any damage or negating damage. It's more about just ignoring the consequences of receiving damage by just getting up quickly again. And then make me stronger. Once per turn during combat, when your vitality increases from below 1 to a positive value, you gain a rebirth charge. For each rebirth charge, you have your attacks deal an additional 2d8 damage, and you can upcast all your abilities by 1 for free. You lose all rebirth charges at the end of combat. Now you're rewarded with extra massive offensive power when you go down. Like the Phoenix is all about, it's really great combined with any sort of sub-archetype that encourages massive risk, and it just kind of rewards you or more or less ignores the drawbacks of those risks. See the Retaliator, who gets stronger the more you get attacked. Well, the more you get attacked, the more damage you get, right? Whatever, you're gonna get up anyway, right? And so on. Or this Underdog, making your buffs extremely powerful, but constantly dealing damage to yourself. Whatever. You're probably gonna regen that damage, like your regeneration while you're down is going to be stronger than the damage you get from the buff. And speaking of regeneration while you're down, death regeneration. You die when your vitality drops below twice the negative value of your maximum vitality, instead of when it drops below the negative value of your maximum vitality, which buys you an immense amount of time when you're down. Your What Does Not Kill Me feature increases any gained vitality by 5 times instead of doubling it. So even the slightest of fields gets you up again. This includes your own heals. For example, if you take Rejuvenation, casting it on yourself, regaining vitality every turn, and now you're down, and suddenly, bam, almost back at full power again, right? And post-death clearness. Again, you get rewarded with power when you go down. And very important, none of these bonuses are defensive, because we don't want it to make it harder that you go down. We want to make it easy that you go down, so that you can reap these rewards more often. And then from the ashes, your What Does Not Kill Me feature grants 1d12 vitality per level instead of 1d6. Whenever you gain 1 rebirth charge, you gain 2 instead. So this is a very funny character. I really want to play one. Maybe I will do that in the next Ishanekon Brawl. I knew it's not really a series like Ishanekon Arena gets streams, right? It's more of a fun game in my Discord channel, where I'm like, okay, this is just like this random encounter. Don't worry about stories. This is just so you can get to try out any character build you want to try out, and I also get to play one character, because sometimes I just want to indulge myself, and it's like there are so many awesome characters I want to play. Anyway, let's add those features to copy right here. And then from here we can copy it right here and boom. And right. Phoenix. The Phoenix. How do I write this down? Constantly returns from the brink of death. And becoming stronger with each rebirth. This is also like a great for anime, shonen anime protagonist energy. Just like, you know, like Luffy lying on the ground bloodied, and I'm like, now I'm getting back up again and continue fighting. Or Saiyans from Dragon Ball, right? So, let's add the text. Let's copy the sub-archetype name. Let's add the ID 6. And unarmed is 9. And complexity 3 or 2. I mean, you kind of have to build around it a bit more. I'm gonna go with 3. Because if you just play it straight, you might actually not die that often, right? You have to purposefully put yourself at extreme high risk or take features that damage yourself to really profit from this sub-archetype. And even though like the base mechanics are not that complicated, actually getting all out of those is a bit more work. So I'm gonna go with complexity 3. So I mean, they do get bonuses to damage. Yeah, I'm gonna go like defensive. Just like melee range defensive. This is probably the weirdest defensive character. There are no choices. But there is mouse over text. So let's generate that real quick. Copy. Paste. Okay, are there any weird keywords that should not be there? Does not look like it. Okay. It's not beginner, not core. It's new. Stat modifiers, none for any of them. And uses are also none. All of these features are for combat. None of them should be hidden. In case you're wondering, this marker for combat or hidden is for creatures. If we like I was searching earlier, right? Creatures have hidden features that are usually just stat modifiers that you can easily just read from the standard stat block. So it's just rule text that does not have to be shown, so that way it can be hidden. And then to make it easier for GMs, so you can see the features that are actually usually relevant for combat, and you can sort of ignore the features in utility. They do have a few important ones, like for flight, for example, or but yeah, this is usually more about flavor and out of combat utility. But to be fair, if you have an eagle stat block, you kind of know that it can fly, right? You know what an eagle is, right? Okay, let's. What was? Yeah, right. And we're done with the Phoenix. Let's continue with the next sub-archetype. And I again clicked on the wrong thing. The Hoarder. You want to carry around a lot of stuff? You want to be rewarded for carrying a lot of stuff? You play the hoarder. They're great at crafting bags, but the real fun part is they get bonuses the more they're carrying around. It starts with them getting willpower for all the weight they're carrying around. Extra, 1 willpower for every 10 weight. Then you can learn extra abilities for every 1 weight you have, and you can switch them with every rest, basically symbolizing that my brain, I'm too tired. So I've got this somewhere in my bag. I can use this as an ability, right? Then always a spare allows you to have a 50% chance of not using a consumable or ability item, rewarding you for, or not punishing you if you use them up, right? It's like, I still got another spare. Ooh. And signature bag gives you extra. Like all of these, or most of these features also buff your bag crafting capabilities. But this one also gives you 1 random buff depending on how much weight you have. And you can change the bonus whenever you have rest, right? See, this time I'm using this, the other time that. And shared inventory is kind of funny. Now you take into account the weight of every ally in range, not just yours. But yeah, let's do the copying. I've been streaming for an hour, still got the energy. I'm gonna continue going, even though the brain sometimes just stops working for a few seconds. No, it's this line. Delete. And now it's not copying. Annoying. Excel, how dare you betray me? How dare you? Okay. The hoarder. Crafts huge bags and carries around tons of items. So they have something for every situation. Crafts huge bags and carries around tons of items, so they have something for every situation. Okay, copy hoarder. There we go. 207. I got over 200 sub-archetypes. It just hits me again. Demolition is 4, I think, right? We have Bulwark is the first, then we have Cunning, then Creative, and Demolition. Yeah. Complexity. I mean, you have to keep track of a lot of inventory. 2 or 3. I mean, I've seen with the Alchemist, so it can be a bit tedious to have to. I mean, not tedious in a negative way. I love the Alchemist. It's really fun with the crafting. Ooh, I could craft this, I could craft that. But it's not necessarily an easy sub-archetype. I'm going with 3. It is a crafting archetype after all. Most crafting archetypes are 3 anyway. So, I guess it goes into ability generalist and crafter. Choices, no choices. But mouse over, of course, as always. Copy paste, copy paste. We are doing some copy paste. And I'm singing, you know, so I'm not bored, and so the audience isn't bored because I'm such a great singer. Definitely. I mean, if I'm really trying, I'm like decent for an amateur, right? But really just for an amateur. Anything above that is well, let's just see keywords. Doesn't look like there's anything weird going on. Turn upgrades. Yeah. This will probably be fine. And yeah, it's not the end of the world if faults begin faults, but you're new. Stat modifiers. I think I will have to create new variables for these, so it can automatically increase the willpower. So, we have carry what you need. Carry what you need. We have yes, this allows you to learn more. I could use this. I could use this. The second one doesn't have any variable. I mean the third one, but I just realized. First of all, you get to choose one tier 1 upgrade. And also, every bag you crafted to upgrade gains 3 instances of the chosen upgrade permanently. This does not affect the tier of the bag. Also, whenever you take a rest, choose one of the following bonuses. Just one, right? Yeah, it makes sense to have like 2 choices. Alright. Upgrade Excel sheet. Give me all the tier 1 bag upgrades. We want tier 1. We want a bag. Ain't even that many. And we're gonna turn you. Right, replace. Extend it. /n/r, I think it was, with a comma. Place all. Huh? No, maybe it's the other way around. Place all. There we go. So now we got the first choice for tier 4. And we separate it with, wait, this is how it looks like, right? Choices, be like, just more than one. Wait, I just need to make sure that I have this, doing this correctly. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so now we need the bonuses we get to choose. And +1 attack roll. Maybe I should just go with I mean the easiest way would have just like attack roll. Just ignore the bonuses and be like, you want to know the exact bonus? Just read the feature. Yeah, I'm gonna do it the easy way. That way it's easier to pick. The R power. Journal upcast limit. And +1 free upcast. This is not going to, I mean, it's probably not that hard to implement. I'll program this, but it will be annoying because I'm going to have to adjust this at many places. +1 free upcast for every Yeah. Wait. But Did I use? That's not slash. It's comma. Pattern. Okay. So now, how did this work again with the variables? There are more than two choices. I just. But those are like. This is too complicated for my tired little brain. Come on. Just force yourself. You can do this. So, what was the standard again? What kind of subarchetype has at least two choices that are different significantly? Okay, let's. Oh, no. Excel, behave yourself. Those are not. Huh? Oh, yeah, they have. Okay. This was, if it's in the same, it's like slash, right? But if they're like different choices. This is. No, this is just. Doesn't have any. Okay, let's just filter by slash, so that way we don't have to check. So this is just ability, so that won't have any variable difference. That won't have one. This one maybe. Oh no, that's random, right? No, it doesn't have one. Neither does this one. I think I have like implemented a standard for that. That's also. Okay, I've got no other choice but to look into the code. I know. The horror. Having to look into the code in a non-coding stream. Okay, sheets. Open. I want to open it with. I mean, I do have Visual Code Studios, right? Visual Code Studio. And I would like to open a file. This one, please. Okay. So we need to. Okay, how do I find the place with the thing? This might be more complicated than I thought. And I'm gonna break it. You know what? I'm just gonna do this maybe tomorrow when I have more check how variables work with multiple choices. Because I don't want to bore you, and quite frankly, I think I'm too tired anyway for this. So, let's continue with the easy part. So, I'm gonna leave this empty for now. This also. Users not necessary. Combat. I would say no. Hidden. Faults. Okay, maybe the where you can reuse consumables that should not be hidden. I mean, that should be in combat. For the rest, I guess, yeah, fine, let's show them all, even though, like, most of them are only half shown. Okay, let's power through to one more sub-archetype. The Editor for Reality. What does the Editor do? When you reroll dice with narrative momentum, you can instead choose to give it the second lowest or second highest value. If it's a D20, it's the third highest or lowest. So basically the idea behind the Editor is that they edit dice results and the character sheets directly. It's a very fourth wall breaking type of idea concept. Later on, you can rewrite a resource or the narrative momentum of an ally or enemy, either setting it to half or maximum, so basically healing up an ally, or reducing an enemy by half vitality. It's very limited at the start. You can only use it once per rest, because this is very powerful, right? Then for its critical, now you can spend 2 additional narrative momentum, and if you do that, it's a guaranteed critical hit, like 20 or 1. Rewrite character sheet allows you to rewrite 2 resources at once, and you can use it twice per rest now. And full edit allows you to rewrite 3 resources instead of 1. So yeah. Relatively simple concept, but very fourth wall breaky. Like reality often is. Now we put it in. The Editor rewrites resources and the result of dice results resources and writes the rolls of 1 die, 2 dice. Dice rolls. Maybe. Dice rolls. Yeah, I think it's... Why overcomplicate a description, right? It needs to be short and simple. And archetype reality is 7? 7. Yes, right after nature. Complexity, it's pretty simple when it comes down to it. I think I'm even going to go with 1. It's a very unorthodox complexity 1 character, but yeah. Okay. I think, yeah, support and control. But I mean, you can also use dice to increase your your damage and so on. It's kind of flexible enough to pretty much be any role. Other than maybe transformation or crafting. Choices, they don't get to make any choices. Mouse over. Copy paste, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Why do I say easy peasy, lemon squeezy that often? I mean, it's kind of nice to say. So let's see. Only narrative momentum. Guess makes sense. Reset the rest of the target. Yeah. Okay. Not for beginners, but it is true. Stat modifiers. Lemons, indeed. It somehow made me hungry. Oh wait, this does have limited uses. Once per rest. How was the... I mean, I still haven't implemented, but maybe I will implement, like, you're gonna have to make a lemon plushie and sell it. I don't know the first thing about the logistics of that. I had enough trouble with the official t-shirt and cap merch, okay? Plus, maybe like a sword plushie would make more sense. If I made a plushie for Ishanekon World Shapers. I mean, I guess I could make plushies of sub-archetypes. Which reminds me, I still need a sub-archetype image based on a squirrel. Which one should I choose for that? The logistics are bad. That's all you need to know. Okay, yeah. No, thank you. Maybe I could make the editor a squirrel, just playing around with the dice or something. That would be funny. But yeah, how do users look like again? Full... Right, it's... Rest... 1. Then... Rest... 2. And I think the last one was... Tier, right? Yeah. Rest... Tier. I'm pretty much... This is the correct... Rest... Did I have like... Maybe... Here I have a... Charge... Rest, yes. Primary stat tier. Everything seems to be in order. Yes, and all of these are combat. Alright. Maybe one more. Oh, come on. I'm gonna push myself. One more sub-archetype. The dynamic duo for creative. What does the dynamic duo do? It does cooperative cinematic actions with their summons. Starting off with the first time you use the summon ability in combat, you can perform a cooperative cinematic action as part of the summon ability. If you already have an active summon at the start of combat, the first cooperative cinematic action you perform with your summoned creature costs 2 narrative momentum less. So this is nice. Just get in there. To start with a cool combo move. Now this one is a bit more complicated. Narrative summon. Yes, sorry. Summoned creatures usually do not have narrative momentum. If they would use up narrative momentum, they use up the narrative momentum of the summoner. For balancing reasons. But this basically allows you to have a summon with narrative momentum. And it's a bit complicated, to keep all the edge cases, but basically you have like half of the normal narrative momentum a creature of that level would have, which you can use for cooperative narrative actions, right? Then cooperative cinematic actions cost creatures you have summoned 1 less narrative momentum relatively easily. I mean, simple. Narrative momentum of your summons is no longer halved. Again, increases the narrative momentum they can use. Hero team. The power that you and your summon contribute to cooperative cinematic actions with reaction is 100% of normal cinematic actions instead of 50%. So now you have super powerful combo moves. Let's copy. Oh, wait. Let's copy these and put them into the list. There we go. And the dynamic duo specializes in doing cooperative cinematic actions with their summons. Yeah, right, that's cooperative cinematic actions. Performing, yeah, why not? Performing cooperative cinematic actions. Sounds nicer. Okay. So then after this one, the only one that I would need to add is the one that Gold designed. I think I will show it off, but I don't think I will add it because I still need to rewrite the rule text a bit. But creative is 2, right? Copycat, yeah, 2. Complexity 4, it's summoner, so yeah, basically creature user. Choices. You don't really get to make any choices. Mouse over. Alright, gotta bounce. Pharmacy just texted, so I gotta get my stuff. Okay. Good luck with that. I hope you feel better soon. See you around, Scrat. Bye. Yes, need to do. And we copy the keywords, put them in. Anything weird looking here? Hang on a second. That ain't right. Cooperative cinematic action should be before cinematic actions. Because otherwise, you would never get cooperative cinematic actions because cinematic actions would override this port. So, why do I have summon? It's summons once and summon. But yeah, let me just. I think I can remove the cinematic action in this case. And also need to fix this with the automatic generator. Oh, those here. Cinematic burst. Cinematic action. Cooperative cinematic action. Yeah. You need to go up. There we go. Now it should be better in the future. But for these ones I can just delete cooperative cinematic actions anyway. I mean cinematic actions, not the cooperative, because I know this just talks about cooperative cinematic actions. There we go. Alright. Beginner false, core false, true. Yep. No stat modifiers, only stat modifiers for the summon, I guess. Uses. No limits. I think a second one is not for combat. And the others are. Alright. Now I will show you the sub-archetype designed by... Wait, I didn't copy it in yet? Oh well, then I guess I'll show it in Git. I think it was in suggestions that he posted it. Was it? Huh. Where? Or was it in general? You know, I'm doing it on the other screen, so to not necessarily... Aha, there we go. So, wait. Arms. Oh, now I remember where, I copied it into the notes. That's where I had it. The, Dimachorus. Some gladiator name. I'm not sure. I think they fight with two swords, but it's basically a dual-wielding tank that focuses on evasion, and the more often they hit a target, the more evasion they get. It's a little bit like a swashbuckler, rewarding you for hitting the enemy a lot of times. Huh. Speaking of the swashbuckler, I think we're gonna remove the first thing. I think this should just work with any weapon. It already rewards you for multi-wielding, because then you get 50% extra attack, and this can stack. So, new gain the next one whenever you hit with your weapons. Yeah, I have to rewrite the rule text. It's not quite formed the usual standard, but the base mechanics are good, right? So with this new version, whenever you hit somebody with a weapon, you get +2 evasion, and this can stack, and it can multiply with the damage your weapon does. So with a normal multi-wielder build and you hit all your attacks, that's +3 evasion, which is a lot. I mean, it's not a lot, but you know. And this can very much increase. Then counter rave. Whenever an attack would miss you while you are under the effects of water, you may lower the evasion you gain from like water by 2. If you do, you may make a 50% weapon attack against the target who missed you. So now you can sacrifice the evasion to do extra damage. It's a back and forth, right? Which maybe I should add that this doesn't generate stacks from like water. Yeah, so it's not like self-feeding. If you do, you may make a fissure. This does not increase your evasion. I will fix it completely later. This is just like writing down notes. Through the fire and flames, you also gain the arts from like water. This is equal to half of your evasion and lowers one using counter rave. Now you also all your defenses go up, right? You're very hard to hit. Perfect counter rave. Now you deal extra damage with the counter rave. Staying dry in the rain, which is a pretty cool name, I have to admit. It doubles the evasion DR from like water. And we gotta write the cap. It cannot go beyond your primary set bonus. So yeah, I will definitely add this, but I'm a bit tired and I have a game in like 50 minutes. So yeah, I guess yawn says it all. Thank you everyone who watched. It was fun, and see you around. I don't think I will be streaming next week. Maybe. The thing is, on the same day I'm coming back from Munich. You know, coming back after a long train ride and then streaming. And especially if the train is late or something. So I'm not gonna promise anything. but maybe I'll be streaming tomorrow. But I'll definitely try to get this patch done this weekend. I mean, I just have to add these sub-archetypes, right? Fix a few little things, and then it should be ready to go. So, see you around, guys, and yeah, have a fun time. My brain is too dead to even just say a decent goodbye, so let's just leave it at that. Bye.